Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to government scheme session. The scheme that we are covering today is Rashtra Krishi Vikas Yojana Raftar. So why is it important to cover this particular scheme? We are going to understand in a while, but before starting, here's an announcement for all the aspirants who are preparing for central regulatory bodies. We have come up with one-stop solution guide to all the queries that you might be having regarding the examination of regulatory bodies, be it of RBI, NABARD or SEBI. And also not only that, but if you have any confusion regarding what is the role of the bank or the organization in India's economy, what are the different departments in it, what will be your role to play once you join the organization, all the queries have been comprehensively covered under this. Not only that, but about the recruitment process, what are the different phases, what are the different needs of different phases, what are the previous year cutoffs, what is the syllabus, everything has been comprehensively mentioned. So do not miss the opportunity. You can download these e-guidebooks free of cost from the link that has been provided in the description box below. So again, I would say it's a golden opportunity, and please you can download the books. Now coming to why we are covering this, first of all we have to understand that, see, agriculture, it is a part of your syllabus. So of course if any scheme that is related to your syllabus examination, it has high chances of asking an examination, right? And it is the syllabus, it is of ESI, and if you're preparing for NABARD, so you know ARD component in itself, it is very important in this scheme because it caters to farmers. It becomes very important to understand. Not only that, we have to understand that this there was mention of this scheme recently, 24th March 2023 this scheme was mentioned. Basically headline, if you look at it, is Agriculture Accelerator Fund. So basically we have to understand what is this, because this was recently I mean not recently, few months back it was announced by the finance minister. But to understand Agriculture Accelerator Fund, so basically a fund has been created for innovation and agri entrepreneurship development program. Okay, so for this program, this fund has been created. Now this program in itself, it comes under Rashtra Krishi Vikas Yojana, and that is why to understand this program and the need of this fund, first we have to understand what is Rashtra Krishi Vikas Yojana. So we'll go step by step. Okay, so first we'll understand this, then we'll understand a little bit about the program, and then we'll again look at the news, and then you will be in a better position to appreciate this particular news. And of course, because this was recently mentioned, there are high chances of it in coming in examination. Okay, see, I say whenever you want to understand about a particular scheme, just understand what the meaning of the scheme is, and your 80% of task is done. Okay, in this case also we are going to do the same. We'll just understand the scheme name, and I am assuring you after that you just would have to mug up the data of the particular scheme. Rest apart, you will be just able to attempt the questions. Okay, here the RKVY, it stands for Rashtra Krishi Vikas Yojana. So basically, if Rashtra, we are talking about nation or at national level, right? Krishi means what? Krishi are your farmers, Vikas means their development, and Yojana is what? Yojana is basically a scheme. So basically this scheme is for the development of farmers at national level, or what we can say for all the farmers in the nation. This particular scheme has been launched for their development. Now how will this development will be done? So this development, in this kind of development, what the aim of the government is, what the government is seeking, they are seeking for remunerative approach, okay, for agriculture and allied sector rejuvenation. So basically remunerative is, it means profitable, lucrative, profitable, or to set a reward. Okay, anything, money, basically we're talking about providing them with money in a profit which will make them profitable. So see, if we look at what is a farmer, farmer is basically a businessman. He's growing something, is selling something. But we know that in India, not all the farmers, they have this profitable business, right? So we have to, the government is trying to change that. Government is trying to develop the farmers. Okay, so this will be done by remunerative approach for agriculture and all the sectors that are attached to agriculture, and its rejuvenation. What is rejuvenation? That is to give new life. So basically government is trying to provide a new life with the help of this scheme, so that the farmers, they have the profit. Okay, so that was the basic of the scheme. Now let's understand about the scheme. So see, basically the scheme was launched in 2007, and at that time the name was only Rashtra Krishi Vikas Yojana. There was no Raftar that was attached to it. Okay, and at that time it was a center sector scheme. So basically, what is a center sector scheme? These are the schemes which are 100% funded by the central government. There is no role of a state government to play in the funding. Okay, so but what happened, this center sector of the RKBY, it was later on in 2014 it was changed to center sponsored scheme. What does it mean? Now the central as well as the state government will contribute to the funding that is required under the scheme. And how is this funding done? And usually this funding is usually common for all. There are some cases where the funding pattern is different, but usually it is between center and state. It is your 60:40 ratio, whatever funds that will be used in a particular state. In case of northeast states and center, this is for the normal states, and for the northeast and the Himalayan region state, usually there the pattern is 90:10, and for the UTs there is 100% that is funded by the central government, and this is the usually the trend that goes under the center sponsored scheme. However, there are some exceptions. So this happened from center sector. This scheme was switched to center sponsored in 2014, and in fact the name, this tag of Raftar, it was later on added in 2017. Okay, so in 2007 the scheme was launched. At that time it was center sector scheme. Then in 2014 what happened, from center sector it was switched to center sponsored, and then in 2017 there was an addition in the name, Raftar was added to it. Okay, I hope this is clear and there's no confusion in it. Talking about the launch year, so this scheme, the launch year, as we have already understood, it is 2017. Okay, and this particular scheme, it falls under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Okay. Talking about implementing agency, what does it mean? It means that usually the whatever at the overall level, the scheme will fall under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Development, but the agency that will look after if the proper implementation of the scheme is being done or not at the ground level, this will be done by the state agriculture departments. Okay, the state agriculture, and as we know it is a center sponsored scheme, so basically the state is also involved somehow, right? So that is why the implementing agency is state agriculture department, and funding pattern we have already understood, it is a center sponsored scheme. Okay. Next, coming to what is the aim of the scheme. So the aim is to making farming a remunerative economic activity. What does it mean? That the aim under the scheme is to rejuvenate, to give a new life to agriculture sector, and making this particular sector a remunerative, a profitable economic activity to the people who are engaged in agriculture and its allied activities. Okay, I hope that is clear. And how this is going to be achieved? So that is going to be achieved, the government it expect to achieve it through strengthening the farmers efforts. Okay, so we will basically here how the efforts will be strengthened. So we know that post harvest there is no proper infrastructure facility that is that the farmer have. They do not have proper storage facility, and also even before that, if we talk about the irrigation infrastructure, it is not proper, right? So first we have to strengthen the farmers effort, means to provide them with all the facilities so that they can actually sell or buy or whatever they want to do with the products that are used in agriculture in the best time where they will get the maximum profit. To reduce the mitigation. Okay, so basically the here it is to reduce the risk that are associated in agriculture. How we'll understand in the further part also, but for now you can understand it as to provide them with other opportunities of earning money, so that they it's not like that they are just growing crops and once that gets destroyed because of the natural calamity and they don't have anything with them. Promoting agribusiness entrepreneurship, very important, and this is the component that we have to properly understand. It talks about the promoting agriculture business so that the crops that are growing, there's some values added to it so that they can get the entrepreneur with good money. Okay, main key feature, major focus if you look at, that is on the pre and post harvest infrastructure. Again I have told you, given you the example, in post you can look at that of the storage facility, and pre infrastructure you can look that of irrigation facilities. Okay, promoting agriculture entrepreneurship, so these are the major focus, okay, under the particular scheme. Talking about objectives, to strengthen the farmers efforts that we've understood through the creation of whatever required pre and post harvest agriculture infrastructure that should be there. What is pre and post? If somebody is getting confused, harvesting is the stage when the crops are or when the produce is ready to be sold. Okay, so that is the condition, and that is the process is known as harvesting. That time period is harvest. Okay, pre means so whatever formalities or operations that are done before harvesting the crop, that is pre-harvest, and post-harvest means after harvesting, whatever be, there are some processes that are followed after harvest also. It's not like that you directly sell it into the market, right? So what is the process, that whatever that are there, they comes under post harvest. To provide autonomy, flexibility to state. What does it mean that here the states, because we have understood the aim is to have lucrative growth approach to the farmers, for the farmers, so that they have much profitable business. So that depends on state to state, depending on how the what the needs of the farmer in a particular state are, right? So that is why here the government, what they have done, they have given that flexibility to the state to have their own rules and norms, how they want to execute whatever the schemes that are present. There are various sub schemes that are present under this scheme, so execute at their own level as per the local or farmers needs. Okay, next is to promote value chain addition linked product models. What does it mean? Value chain addition means to add a value in a certain object, in a chain manner. What does it mean? At every step, whatever product is there. For example, if you're going to sell the sugar cane, that is going to give you a very lesser amount, but if that sugar cane is converted into sugar, so value, you have added the value, so this will be sold at a higher rate. And if the sugar is further utilized in cake, and then this cake is sold, that is also that is going to add more value, and is going to fetch you more money. Similarly, if you're going to sell potato, if you buy potato, it is somewhere around 20 to 25 kg, and that is on an average I am saying. Okay, but if you buy chips of rupees 10, or if rupees 20 chips you buy, do you get 1 kg of potatoes inside it? No, right? So that is what the meaning of value chain addition is, and this is going to fetch the agri entrepreneur more money. And also, if they are making profit, of course they would need more raw input, and the farmers, the demand of the farming inputs will increase, the raw material, and farmer will then have more profit. Okay, to mitigate the risk, to reduce the risk of farmers with a focus on additional income generation activities. What does it mean? So for example, if a farmer just growing crops, so they can be introduced of animal husbandry, so that if the crop failure occurs, they have still money from the animal husbandry, or maybe beekeeping, mushroom cultivation. Sorry, right? There are other various ways by which a farmer can have additional income. To empower youth, we have to empower youth by developing skills in them, and awareing them about the innovation and agri entrepreneurship. Okay, so that they can actually be the change in the agriculture sector. Okay, now talk about a financial allocation. What does it mean? We know that the money is divided into center and state, but we know how much, like percentage wise, the fund will be given, right? I'm sorry, means basically we know center and state, they will be in the 16 to 40 ratio, means whatever be the total amount that needs to be used in a particular state, that will be divided into 60-40. But under this scheme only, there are various components, and for that component there is categorization or percentage of money that has been divided. Okay, we'll understand. First of all, let's understand in a particular state, for example, rupees 1000 was given. Okay, so that is 100% of funding pattern in that particular state. Although this 1000 was again divided by 600 was given by center and 400 was given by state, but that's a different thing. Overall, now 100% is given in a particular state, invested in a particular state, that is rupees 1000. Now this 1000 will be divided into 3 sections. 70% and 70% will be given for regular RKVY Raftar work. So in that it includes awareing the people about the innovations, agri entrepreneurship, normal the spend in infrastructure, everything that will be included in this, the regular RKVY Raftar work. Okay, now 70% if it consumed in it, means rupees 700 is consumed, rest 300 is left, right? Now 70% is used, so how many percentage is left? 30% is left. Now 30 is divided into 20% and 10%. What does it mean? 20 plus 10 is 30% only, right? And then 7 plus 70 is equal to 100%. So to 20% of this 100% of rupees 1000 will be used for special sub schemes. So there are various sub schemes for saffron cultivation, we have for fodder development, we have. So there are different sub schemes, we need not to go deep down in that, but 20% will be utilized for that. Okay, so 20% it means how much? Rupees 200 will be utilized for this. Now 10% is for innovation and agri entrepreneur development, for them also, for awareing them, for providing them with the funds also, and also for skill development also government requires money, right? So that 10% means rupees 100 will be utilized for this. So there is division of 70%, 20% and 10%. I hope this is clear till now. Now forget about this thing, because these are different component. Now this 700 is further divided into 3 categories. And when we are talking about now only one component, so in this, although this 70% it was of the overall scheme, of a overall funding pattern, but now if we ignore the rest of the portion, now this 700 is 100 in itself, it is 100%. right? For example, my mother gave me 500, my sister 500, so that division was done at that particular step. Now this 500 is mine 100%. Now how I am going to spend this money, it will be counted as how much I had, right? So this 700 in itself, it is 100%. For example, of that, of 250 I bought chocolate, so I said I will say 50% of my money I spent on chocolates, right? Because my money is now 100% for me. So similarly, the 700 rupees is now in itself 100%. Okay, so for regular RKVY, now if we take it as to be 100%, 50% of the money, so 50% of the amount that will be allocated for regular RKVY Raftar work, it will be used for infrastructure and asset. For example, so what is the half of 700? That will be 350, right? So half of the money that will be assigned for regular RKVY Raftar work, that will be utilized for infrastructure and asset purpose. 30% of the amount that will be allocated for regular RKVY Raftar, that will be used for value addition linked production projects, for the such projects that will further be helpful and will be used in the value chain addition. Okay, 20% of the regular RKVY Raftar will be used as flexi fund. Now this flexi fund, these are basically the flexible funds. What does it mean? That this money you can utilize as gap funding. Gap funding is basically wherever is required. So this 20% is wherever the money is required according to the flexibility and the need, this money will be utilized. So this is a funding pattern. 70% for the regular Raftar work, 20% for the sub schemes, and 10% for the entrepreneurship development. Now the regular RKVY Raftar work, its amount has been divided into 3 sections. 50%, half of it, the money that is allocated for regular RKVY, it will be for infrastructure and assets. 30% will be for the value addition linked production projects, and 20% it will be used as flexi funds. I hope this is pretty much clear. And there is some allocation of funds. There is some criteria also. What does it mean? Basically, we are saying that for every state, we talked about, right, that in every state farmer will have their different need, and we have to cater according to their need, right? So how the central government is going to allocate the money in a particular state, and in fact the state, how much money should be given in a particular state for this particular scheme to function. For that, there are some parameters that have been given. Okay, now I would not suggest you to read to learn this, to memorize this. Please इसको memorize मत करना, पर एक बार read कर लेना, just to have a basic understanding कि क्या क्या weightage. For example, if I am the central government, I want to allocate some funds in a particular state, I will look at what is the percentage share of the net and unirrigated area to the net irrigated area on all the states. So I'll look at in all the states what is the net unirrigated area is there, and how much in that particular state it is there. So basically comparison will be done, and of course the state which will require more money, they will be allocated with more money. Okay, so there are different weightage criteria. Just have a read on them, do not memorize. और ये भी इसलिए मैं अच्छे से explain नहीं कर रही हूँ, फिर भी आपको समझना होगा. You can comment it down, I'll reply to that, but here it will be like wasting money. Okay, now here, so we have understood the scheme. Now here we have to understand the program for which the fund has been made. Okay, so the name is Innovation and Agri Entrepreneurship Development Program, which is a part of this RKVY Raftar. Basically the launcher of it is 2018-19. अब थोड़ा कंफ्यूज होगा ना, इतनी सारी डेट्स आगे एक बार दोबारा करते हैं. RKVY जब आई थी वो कब आई थी? 2007 में. It came in 2007. Then from its sector scheme it was changed to sector sponsored. कितना हुआ? 7 साल बाद, 2014 में. Then RKVY के आगे Raftar कब ऐड हुआ? When was this Raftar added before RKVY? It happened in 2017. If we talk about now this particular program, that is your Innovation and Agri Entrepreneurship Development Program, this was launched in 2018-19 after 1 year. Okay, in this financial year it came. Objective of this particular program, it is to promote innovation and agri entrepreneurship. Okay, from the name itself we can understand. And how we are going to promote it, we are not just going to tell people about it, we are actually going to provide the financial support that is required to establish a business or maybe some organization, and nurturing an incubation system in the country. Incubation system is basically, see, whenever someone want to start an enterprise, they need some space, they need some technical knowledge, they need some guidance, right? So that particular you can say space that the government provides or any institute provides, a particular space where you are getting technology information, where you're getting guidance to how to run an enterprise, what are the challenges that you face, and you have someone experienced to face the challenges. Okay, so that is known as an incubation system. So under this, the money financial support will be provided, and also the nurturing will be done with the help of incubation system in the country. Okay, under the particular program, financial support is provided to entrepreneurs that we have understood in the field of agriculture and its allied sector. Okay, and for what? To set up their own startups in it. Okay, this money will be given for startup. अब कितना financial support मिलेगा? कुछ हम कह रहे financial support, right? But कितना मिलेगा? A financial support of rupees 5 lakh is provided at the idea pre-seed stage. Seed मतलब क्या होता है? बीज, right? बीज is means from where a new life it originates. So here we are talking about a new enterprise, a new startup. Okay, so first of all, you first have an idea, right? And you have to actually first do research on it. Is it practical or not, and how much extent this particular business is profitable, and what are the different marketing factors and other factors you have to keep in mind, right? So that is known as your pre-seed stage. Before even starting, you have various things to understand. For example, if we talk about in agriculture also, before sowing the seed, you have to prepare the land first, right? So at that stage where you can do proper research work, marketing analysis, everything, at that stage the government will provide you with financial support of rupees 5 lakh and 25 lakh at the seed stage. Okay, seed stage means when then you actually starting, at that time you need money to establish a business, right? For that 25 lakh will be provided. And please don't think that government they are going to just give you for any idea they're going to give you money. You have to propose your idea, and if that seems feasible and actually workable, then only government will allow you under the scheme. They will provide you with incubation centers where then you can actually do research. If the government will see potential, then only you are going to get the money. Okay, and for that, currently if you look at from the news that we just looked at the start of the lecture, right? So 5 knowledgeable partners have been provided under the scheme. So that why knowledgeable partners? So that is going to give you guidance, right? And 24 RKVY agribusiness incubator, the place where you can actually do research, you can actually start the business. And here place does not mean a land where you can establish, you can establish a business, not a place, but it's a laboratory kind of a thing, you can say, where you can think of the stuff, and from where you can actually understand the basics and norms of startup and entrepreneurship have been appointed from across the nation. Okay, so this is about the 24 RKVY incubators we have, agribusiness incubators we have, and 5 knowledge partners we have. Okay, now we again look at the scheme. अब ये समझ लिया, scheme समझ लिया, उसका program समझ लिया. अब देखो, we are saying that under this program, and why is it important, why the program is important, we have understood by RKVY Raftar scheme. Okay, now this for the scheme, for the program, we are saying that money we will provide you with the money. So from where this money will come? For that, the government that have made now agriculture accelerator fund. So fund has been created, and for what purpose? For accelerating agriculture. And why and for what reason agriculture remuneration or rejuvenation needs to be done, we have understood through राष्ट्रीय कृषि विकास योजना. अब मुझे लगता है आपको ये समझ में आ गई होगी. I've added the link. If you want to read more about it, you can. For example, so far a total of 1138 agri startups are supported under the program. That's very good, right? So many people have gotten the support with financial assistance of rupees 70.30 lakh. Okay, so you can say a dedicated fund now has been established for agriculture acceleration. Okay, and for the entrepreneurship purpose. Okay, so that was about the scheme and the news. This is a homework for you all, and you have to tell the right answer to it. And these are the toppers of the last session. Rishabh said the right answer. We have Sairam, you can get the PDF from the Telegram channel of our name. You can search EduTap and you can find the Telegram channel, and from there you can get. And VTC, I have taken your suggestion. I'll make a video on that. Rakhi said the right answer. Welcome. Rushi said the right answer, and we have Filthy saying the right answer. And VTC, I take your suggestion. Chetan said the right answer. And here Sridhar, if you look at the start of the lecture, if you have seen, so there I've already mentioned this, that yes, this money is not given to farmers but to bank, but it might happen that during the explanation I might unknowingly I've said for the farmers, but in the initial it was made clear, and I hope it was clear to all. If it was not, so I have added this comment, so specifically if you got confused, so you can got it from here. And thank you everyone for watching the video. If you like the video, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you also can join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of this and every lecture that we provide here on YouTube. And that is all in this session. If you want me to cover any scheme, do let me know. I'll make a video on that. And I have many, there is a queue currently, but I'll prioritize the ones which were recently in news, because there are more chances of them asking an examination. So we'll meet again in another video. Until then, all the very best for examination, and thank you.